I am glad to introduce Silvia Davi, founder and chair at V&S Strategic Consulting at Risk Management and Trading Conference 2023. Welcome, Silvia.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you here to talk about hedge funds. Nowadays in Mexico, there's no legal framework for hedge funds. Regulators are working on it, but what can Mexico learn from the global hedge fund market?
That's a phenomenal question, and I commend RiskMathics for really bringing awareness to the Mexican marketplace on the global hedge fund market. I think it's a great time to really consider bringing the hedge fund marketplace to Mexico. And I think one of the key learnings globally is really to invest in time with regulators and take a look at other emerging markets that have launched hedge funds. The key is to really focus on education and providing a framework with the regulators, given that it's an alternative trading investment that is quite risky and has historically targeted high net worth investors. And in order for Mexican investors to really be educated, it's important to understand all the benefits and the pros and cons of hedge funds, but more importantly, to work with the local regulators to understand the market structure developments and all the benefits and how the industry here locally can benefit from some of their key returns.
Which are the benefits that a hedge fund can bring to the Mexican market?
So like other alternative investment funds, hedge funds yield high returns. So overall, they bring a strong return on investments, but they are definitely a little riskier. They involve a number of different complex strategies that include equity trading, derivatives. So it uses a number of different complex strategies, and your money is locked in for a longer period of time. But some of the risks, I would say, is that they haven't had the same type of regulatory oversight, but the benefits outweigh the risks. And I would recommend that anyone that's investing in a hedge fund do their homework, really know the type of hedge fund, and speak to the experts. But I think the more important way to introduce this industry here locally is first to have the regulators establish a framework for oversight and ensure that active traders and retail investors understand all the key benefits and why they choose a certain hedge fund for its longer term benefits.
So what needs to happen in Mexico to increase a successful hedge fund industry?
So I think first and foremost, having a number of very sophisticated traders and investment analysts that are explaining the market and the different types of instruments that hedge funds use. I think that's the first place to start, and on the educational side. And also, working alongside the regulators and the other banks and broker dealers that have been successful in working with global investment managers around the world. I think that's another key opportunity, way to grow the industry here locally. And lastly, I would say, doing more platforms such as the ones that RiskMathics does, right? I think you have an opportunity to reach a number of different interested investors and active traders. And I think, really relying on the digital content that you all provide so that there's a series of informative platforms for investors to tap into. But I think, it's a long-term process. I think you need to take baby steps initially, like you do any time you're introducing a new marketplace in a new emerging market. And I think, lessons learned at other emerging markets that have launched hedge funds is another way to really explore and learn from. Brazil is one example, given the popularity that they've had in this hedge fund industry. So I think there's a lot to be done, but I think working with sophisticated experts such as your team is one of the many ways that you all could continue to get the word out.
Thank you. So we hope we can see the first hedge fund in Mexico next year. So finally, Silvia, what do you think of the Risk Management and Trading Conference 2023, in which is an honor to have you here?
Thank you for having me. I think it's phenomenal to have so many industry professionals reunited here in Mexico City. It's great to be back in person, and it's important to focus on all of the opportunities and how strategic Mexico City is to global markets. I think it's been a phenomenal couple of days learning from others professionals that have come from all over the world, all over the U.S., overseas, and all of Latin America to really understand how we could all work together. And I think this is an incredible time for Mexico. It's a really strategic location, a path to the U.S. and to Latin America and even Spain and other parts of the world. So I think there's a good opportunity for everyone here to take the takeaways and to increase the collaboration and the trading among the Mexican exchange here and the broker dealers, the banks, and all of the interested parties that do business in the U.S. and other cross borders.
Sure. Well, thank you very much for your time, and we hope to see you soon in another interview of RiskMathics.
Thank you so much for having me, and good luck to you.
Thank you.